All right, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, red day today, down $719.17. Unfortunately, very unfortunate to be red on a day with all of this sweet, sweet action. I mean, we had some great opportunities, some great stocks, but unfortunately, I just was not on my game today, man. You know, I started off coming into the live stream just a little on the later side, and it just went south from there. And so, just a heads up, right? A while back I mentioned to the audience, hey, my basement is in the depths, man. My basement is in the depths. We had some water coming in, and it was time. It's finally time to get it done, right? We're finally at the place where we can get it done, and so we are. And I'm the only person that really works from home. So like, as these contractors come, I'm the one letting them in and kind of giving them access to space, stuff like that, yada yada yada. And I started the live stream a little late because of that, and just a little disappointing that on top of this construction inside the house, it just so happened that the guys, let's say some government guys, were coming to replace the light pole in front of the house as well. This is all right at 9:20 a.m. I didn't think anything of it. Well, actually, in fact, I didn't even notice them at all. They weren't there when I was outside, but I guess when I came back up, they kind of came and they were ringing the bell like, "Hey, we need to get this car out of the way so we can bring down this pole and da 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 da." And I'm like, "Oh man." So, I really, I should have made them wait, to be honest. I know this probably sounds somewhat selfish, but I think I should have waited the first 5 minutes before going there. But it's one of those things where I kind of had to go for the door. In fact, I thought it was a contractor. It's like, sometimes you can get your car towed, all kind of thing. You might need a police officer to come run the plate to figure out whose car it is, to ring the bell. Like, it's just so much resources that would have went into them moving that car rather than me just going and so that's what happened at the Open when you guys saw me leave off camera like at 9:31. It's unheard of for me to ever move from in front of the screen at that type of time of day, but that's kind of the gist of what's going on. Construction. There'll be more construction at the house tomorrow. In fact, for about a week or so, a week and a half. So, I had carbon monoxide alarms going off and fire alarms going off, and I spoke to Crispy today, right? And we were talking a little bit about like environment and like understanding, even at this stage where we are as traders, what we're comfortable with and what we're not comfortable with and how to adjust. And so I think I'll be a little bit better for tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure to like have things set up in place. That way I can be able to be in front of the screens a little longer, especially around the Open, because we know that sets the tone, a little bit more of a crucial point of the day, right? But yeah, just quick couple minutes there, kind of summarizing the distractions. And now we can get more into some of the technicals, and then we'll mention our disclaimer here as we get through the video. So just quickly, key stocks, right, were AUUD. We also had CADL, not a ton there, but LGVN, and lastly ETAO. Those were the top four stocks, especially ETAO, LGVN, AUUD. So AUUD, this was the big one here today. I mean, just absolutely incredible move from 134 all the way up there to 425 pre-market. Coming into the Open, I was wondering, hey, can we see the opening surge? Can we see the opening surge? And I tried. I did attempt trades. My level 2, I'm going to show you guys how my level 2 lags. My level 2 lags badly at times at the Open. In fact, it doesn't look like its normal self. We'll get to that in a sec, but yeah, I tried some trades here. You can see 9:30, just 3 seconds after the Open, and then 18 seconds after the Open, and then my next trade is at 35 after I finally come back from being outside. But yeah, this thing started off nicely from 4 all the way to 468 to then $5. Hindsight is 2020, man. If I would have known this entry would have worked out so well down here at like 416, 404. I would have just held this thing and went outside and came back, you know, but that's not how it works, right? I had no idea we were gonna get such a nice move. I did think it was possible because of the formation that we had here, which was a tight consolidation coming into the open. So I was thinking, hey, if we can hold up these levels around 4, can we get over 425 and then make new highs, whether it's 430, 435, 440? But this thing happened to go all the way up to 68, $5, and then 520. Then pulls back. It had some range to it, low 61, low 62. I mean, just look at how beautiful this is here. If I'm on my game, if I'm here and I'm watching and I'm recognizing these levels, and you know, I can put a trend line here. Hey, this is where we had our support. You know, this thing, then the 1 minute candle makes a new high back over 92. It rips up to 36. It comes down. It comes down a little hard, but pay attention to where it comes down to. Right, if we're to extend this gray rectangle here in terms of this zone, it comes back down right into this zone. I mean, just even if we stretch this, I mean, oh my gosh, man. Sometimes, you know, I hate to have an excuse, man. This for me as a trader, I think the biggest hindrance to my progress is distractions. I need to be able to be here with my undivided attention, to be able to properly reflect and look back and study to see where I need to improve. But if I'm not here fully, whether it's mentally or physically, I like, you know, like something you trading it. This might seem pretty simple now, and you know, for some people that are really excellent traders, maybe it is, but you can overlook key levels like this very easily if you're not locked in and paying attention and focused. And ultimately, that's what's going to happen to me here. You know, I mean, you know, not capturing any sort of dip on this stock at all. I'm going to try to get aggressive on the breakout, which I think was the right idea here. And I'm going to get blazed. And then, unfortunately, it rejects hard. And this was a theme for us as we zoom out. You guys will see we had some bigger red candles. I mean, you know, I wouldn't really count this one here. But in terms of candles at high of day, you know, one, I mean, we can even add this one in, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, this one was massive. This one, again, we're not really going to count, but 5 right here. And after this one, I kind of felt like we were, you know, bearish. And then again over here, man, like I still think this, I think this day was in the realm for myself and where I am now between a $6,000 and $12,000 day, somewhere there, whether higher or lower on that spectrum. That's the type of potential that this day had for what I saw. And to be down $700 is just it goes to show you, it goes to show you the level of focus, of discipline, and just, you know, being locked in that you need in order to really do well as a trader. You know, so again, understanding your comfort zones, putting yourself in different situations, or let's say as different things pop up over time, understanding where you need to adjust. Because ultimately, we can be traveling and trading. We can be traveling at an airport and trading. We can be, you know, Tim was at a Starbucks trading. You know, as he's traveling, right? These are things that is part of our reality, and that we have to adjust to. So whether it's construction in the house, construction outside the house, road work, sewage lines, pipelines, you name it, and there's drilling and that and this and that. Gotta be able to be on another level, man. Gotta be on another level. So let's, before we take a look at the what's it called, the archive, I'm gonna show some archive today, and then I'm gonna ease off with the archives the rest of the week. But let's just remember our disclaimer, guys. Remember that day trading is risky business. Day trading is not easy. In fact, it is very difficult. And so if you're someone who's new, even if you've heard about the stock market, you've been around the stock market, you've got apps like Robinhood, guys, if you're not consistently making money on a daily basis, you need to take it slow. You need to improve. You need to increase your knowledge. You have to get education, right, in one way, shape, form, or another. And so as you're going through your learning curve, remember to utilize small share size. Remember to utilize paper trading simulators to protect yourself as you learn and grow, as you become experienced. Not until you start doing well consistently with small size should you increase risk. All right. Other than that, remember live streams and recaps are never an invitation to copy trade. Copy trading is a disaster. Learning how to trade takes months, more commonly years. Lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. So be careful with fake accounts and impersonators. I will never message you first. I will never ask for personal information or money. I will never talk about copy trading or mirror trading. I will never talk about options trading. So be careful and stay safe. Now let's jump into some archives. Guys, hit that thumbs up, man. Hit that thumbs up. We're now spicing it up. You guys know how it is over here on this side, the best side, the west side. No, I'm just kidding. But hit that thumbs up. And yeah, let's take a look. So let's see. And I'm glad I have the recording and everything. So again, into the open. I mean, I did look back at this. I thought this was tricky here, though. I mean, it gave a huge move, but it was tricky. So again, I remember I mentioned my level 2 is sometimes a little clunky. Just for reference, this is how the level 2 is supposed to look, right? AUUD right in the middle of the screen. Maybe should I move my head out the way? This is how the level 2 is supposed to look. And this is how we were looking, coming into the open. Hold on, let me fast forward a little bit. Okay, right into the open. 10 seconds coming up. Just look at how strange it is. It's like it's not showing the levels of liquidity, on the ask right here. And other times the bid and the ask price are inverted. I can't remember if that happened today, but seeing stuff like this makes me wonder if something is wrong. It does throw me off a little bit. And then it starts to happen then on the bid side. Maybe I need to increase the order book for the open, but again, during the rest of the day, it doesn't show like this. So stuff like this, very strange. It could be the amount of levels I have in the order book. That could be the case, but so this is where I decided, hey, I'm gonna go long to try to see $4 is gonna work. But as I'm in, it comes down a little lower, looking like it's gonna break below. But I think ultimately I needed to hold that position a little longer to see this thing bounce back up, and it did. We got back to 20. I think I could have sold right here 25, and then okay, it jumps over 40 and immediately is back around 25. I could have bought back right here to see if it continues, and it does. If right here I already left. I think at this point I already left out to go move my car, but this wasn't bad. But if I was to capture this move, it would have came down to me holding that trade, and I was out early. But could I have captured 25 area? Probably. More than likely. So let's fast forward to those big losses. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Coming back, it's like I felt like I just didn't have any bearings. Like it almost it's strange. Like for somebody who's been trading for so long, like even if I leave for 5 minutes, you would think I'd come back and be right on top of my game. But I came back and it's like I didn't know which way to look. North, east, west, south. What do I do? Is how it felt. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get a good bearings. What's going on? Like, what I should have done immediately was map out my high, map out my low, put actual trend lines on the screen, try to get a good idea of the range. But you come back, you miss so much. It's like, oh man. So here's that loss coming up. So the stock is getting ready to break over 5, and I'm expecting. We held up the lows. I mean, countless times. I'm expecting, okay, it's curling up and held up levels down there. I'm not as in tune with the dips, but I'm gonna watch her to move up, and so it's gonna start to curl up here. We get back to 90 area. I'm gonna jump in, around 90, right here, and I'm gonna look for the move through $5. So right here, I'm gonna say, let me just jump in, see what it does. Type stop. Right here, somewhere here, or maybe not. 5. Did I wait for break of 5? I had to be in somewhere here. Oh no, wow, okay, I wasn't. See, like, I don't know, I think I should have been in, like, again, it's coming back, man. But anyhow, it's okay, I'm in at 05, after it goes over the level, I had no reason to not already be in it, like 90, 95, but whatever. Okay, we get a good trade, and the high is at 36, We just got to 27. Right here, I'm going to say big size time. And I'm going to try for the breakout. We're at 20 by 24. We just had 30. The high's at 36. And this thing, in my mind, is looking like if short sellers are going to cover, buyers are going to come in again for the breakout over the high. Like right here. I'm going in. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Right here. I am going for it, man. There's some green on the tape. Let's see what it does. I'm in. Right here, I'm seeing green. I'm seeing 29. There's a small seller, 10,000. Or let's say 11,000. And right here, I'm expecting 35, 40. Yes, there's 11,000. But, you know, again, I just bought 10,000. If there's a ton of people covering, if there's a ton of people looking to go long, I expect this thing to fly to 40, 50, 60. I'm in. There's 30. And like, where's the move? Where's the move? There's still some green printing. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to cut it. But in the moment of me trying to cut it at like 23, 24, 25, the bids are already at 14, man. This is why you lose so much money so quickly sometimes, right? And boom, 17. I mean, geez, Louise, I tell you. This size thing is no joke. Wait. Hold up. Was that the second trade? Oh, okay, that was... Wait, hold up. That was the second trade. So we missed the trade here. So we were down 266. We're in at 95. It goes to 10. Oh, okay, I see. So I'm gonna try. It dips down to 92, but I'm watching here to see if this really holds up above 5. The high of the last 5, the high of the last moment candle is 94. There's 92. Even if we hold 94 here, I don't mind. And so I'm gonna jump back in, looking for that move that we just got to like 530. I think that's what happened here. So I'm in at 03, slightly higher fill. I mean, that's kind of a really high fill, but you know, the volatility, the size of the order, I cut it at 91. It's then at 84. So I'm in at 03, cutting it. I mean, I probably got a better fill than 91. There was a spread right there, I think. Or was that, okay, I was green. That's what it was. I was small green. Okay, I wasn't as red as I thought I was. So, okay, that makes sense. Green 83. I thought I was down like 200. Yeah, I'm cutting it at 92 by 96 in the range. So I'm cutting it there. It then comes down to 83. And these are decent fills, all things considered. It comes down to 83. And I think this is where I then get back in with that smaller size we just saw. So I skipped ahead a little too much in the recording initially. So this is why I probably was skeptical of buying mid-90s again and waited for it to go above 5. Okay, this makes more sense. So I'm like, okay, are we holding 5 or not? So right here, I'm waiting. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. Because I was wondering, like, before, like, why didn't I buy it, like, 95? Right here, this is where I was like, why didn't I already buy? But okay, can we hold above 5? And this is me literally just buying to see if the stock holds above 5. If this gets below 5, I'm selling immediately. Immediately. And that's how I'm managing risk, trying to keep it tight every time. So I'm in, and this is where I would have wanted to have that 10,000 shares. I mean, you know, if I would have had that 10,000 shares, 92, and selling 26, there's 3K, right? And so this is, and again, so this is also going to encourage me to think it wants to go. Because again, we boosted up. It didn't just gradually go. This is where I get aggressive, right? The stock didn't just gradually, you know, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This thing went from like 07 to 25, 30. So once it's lingering here, I'm thinking, okay, short sellers are about to cover. This thing is about to go. Boom. Take me to the moon, baby. Either you love me or you hate me. I mean, whichever one it is. You know, hopefully it's love. You know, as you guys can see, I'm just like a cool guy here. Hopefully it's love, but if it's not, hey, just hit that thumbs up, hit the thumbs down, hit anything, man. Any publicity for us, we shall take. Hopefully good though, right? So here's the risk of trading. Here's the real risk. And this is why, this is why day trading is so risky, man. If I ever go into mindset here and forget the strategy that I'm trading, if I get into marrying this stock for like a minute, it doesn't have to be long, 30 seconds, a minute. Because you might say Relentless, but well, why did you sell this position? Remember what I just said. I'm thinking this is an area where people are going to be buying the new high, short sellers are going to be covering, people who might have had shares at the lows are still adding, and hot market, stock going higher. I'm thinking in a 20 area, this thing going to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I'm thinking we should be getting halted up already. And it's like, why are we not going? I'm out. If I'm still in another 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plus seconds, guys, I'd be down, like, what's that, 20, let's say 20 seconds. Let's say 25 seconds later. From 25 to 78. I'm down like 3, 4K already. Already. With 10,000 shares, every 10 cents is $1,000. Every penny is $100. It's why I lost so much money here so quickly. And this is a part of the deal. If I'm gonna, like, those days you guys see me having of like 10K, I mean, this is what it comes down to, right? Like, you got to be able to stomach. That's really what the difference is. Like, of course, the experience, the competence, but the intuition. You got to be able to stomach the risk, because the reality is, I could buy 10,000, and this could, instead of this, actually kind of gradually came down. There are days where you could be in at 25, you blink, and it's at 70, and you say, what the actual bleep? And you're down like 6, 7,000, like that. But what gives me I accept that risk. I know it can happen to me, right? What gives me confidence to still try is the fact that in the long run of me doing this, I'm gonna be paid off much more than I lose. And today versus Friday is a good example. Friday, we're using this type of size, in fact, less size. We get a $10,000 day. Today, we're using similar size, less size, and we're down 700. You see that huge imbalance? Now, of course, if this flushes down in an instant, I'll definitely be down like 6,000 immediately. In which case, even then, it's still fine. How many days am I gonna get caught on the move down versus the move up? And remember, there's a magnitude, and I can't remember how I worded this last time, but there's like a progression. There's a magnitude, right? For every stock that fails, how I look to manage risk versus a stock that works and continues going. So instead of just saying magnitude, I'll just try to explain here. If this stock here went up to 580, halted up, resumes, dips, rips, maybe it goes to 780, let's say 680, 780, 980, $10, versus when it flushes down miserably and fails and I'm out quickly, I lost. But because I'm looking to cut it so tight, even if it drops from 5 to 2 over time, I'm not necessarily taking the full brunt of the loss. I'm not exposing myself to the full brunt of the loss versus giving myself a chance at the full brunt of the winning side. At every entry on the way up, I'm trying, versus on the way down, I'm trying to avoid the bigger losses. So there's a discrepancy, there's an imbalance in my favor under that point of view right there. All of that is risk management. All of that, it falls under risk management, right? If I lose 6K right away, immediately I'm sizing down. I'm looking to make sure that this thing is still strong. If not, I want to move on to something else. Versus stock going up, 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 up. I'm still trading, still watching, right? So all that plays a role. But yeah, I mean, we've had that candle late. Let me show you guys this candle here. This is, I mean, again, this is where you can just really get caught, man. This is so messy. It goes up, it drops right here. Hold up. We can even show the breakout, because I didn't really trade the breakout because, well, okay, I took it. Okay, looks like I took it early. Okay, I did trade the breakout. I took it early here. Took it off, sold early, let's say. I'm in at 9, watching for over 15. It gets to 20. There's a few sellers at 20. I sell right there thinking the couple cents is good enough. This thing continues to 25, to 30, 35, 50, 60. And I forgot that this particular stock, again, this is where I'm saying I was sloppy as well on this day. This stock, whenever it started to move up, it didn't really pull back a lot, even going back to the open. So what I needed to do, high of day was at 36. High of day was 36, right? Even if I sold early right here, I'm in. There's 20. Remember what happened last time. Some people might say, Relentless, this thing just boosted up. Why didn't you just hold? Well, last time it boosted up, but remember it also came right back down 20 seconds later. This time I'm taking my couple cents. So, but in the case that it continues to go, okay, I sold at 20 because I thought there was a few sellers there. It might be a problem. It gets over 20 immediately. Seeing that type of strength, especially if we can get through these sellers here at 25, or a seller of 10,000 really, as showing the biggest order here. I should have bought right here. I should have bought back. I should have bought back right here immediately, because you got to remember 1,500 shares. Even if this does come back at this point, if it does fail, comes back down to 20 or 15, I'm not really losing anything to give that chance, because it's coming up aggressively. Versus last time, once we got to 30, it just stalled out. But in this case, with 20, there's some sort of resistance. 25, there's some sort of resistance, and it's just ripping through the resistance. I should have bought back right here. And if we had 22 by 28, would have been perfect. If I'm in this spread, whether on the bid or on the ask in between, now if it rejects 30, I can sell immediately. But look at what happens. You don't even see 30, you just see 35. And right here is basically high of day. And then you blink again, look back, 50. 50, 60. Man, if I'm on my game, I shouldn't even be freaking missing anything, man. Pastor slacking, guys. Hit that thumbs up for this level 2 price action. All right, this is how I'm utilizing the level 2. I'm watching at these key level. It's not easy. Sometimes this stuff gets so messy, man. The level 2 gets messy, and choppy, and it's difficult. But sometimes like this, you can see those levels coming, and it's a familiarity, right? The intuition, seeing a similar stock do something before, and you have this memory bank, this archive in your mind of, have I seen stocks like move like this or similarly to this? Yes, tens of times. And so when this one does it in a similar manner, not the same but a similar manner, I know what to expect. And so to have that if you want to say edge, and still mess up. Now the areas I attempted were fair, but like missing trades like this is not good. Now let's look at how it comes down and why I should have avoided the dip, right? So I get aggressive here, and this is kind of high, but I take 40 area. It doesn't bounce, not as good as I would have wanted to, or at least not right away, because I mean it does bounce. Fucking hell. But I'm in, it goes lower than I'm in, and then it goes up, chops me out. Whenever you guys see me smile like this and just, these are the type of things that are happening. It's like so freaking close. 40, 37, 45 on the yas. I jump in right here. I'm really getting in between 40 by 47. I get the fill at 47. Okay, fine. But right here, I'm expecting this to go back to 60. It comes back down to 42. I'm giving it a shot, but once we hesitate at 50 right there, I'm like, oh, it might want to go lower. And so I wait to watch maybe mid 30s. I'm not really expecting high 20s, but the moment I sell, it jumps up to 62. And I could have been selling up there for a sweet, 15 cents, but it's all good. There's 32. This is where I gotta be careful. At this point, this is failing. I should not buy this dip. I should not buy this dip because high of day over 536. Remember what high of day was. The resistance was at 530, 536. So if we come down and we held 40 or 38 like we just did, not bad. Why are we at 510 after short sellers are covering, or short sellers should be covering, buyers should be buying, people who are at the lows adding to their positions because it's a hot market and this thing can go to 6, 7, 8, 9. Why are we back at 510? This is weakness. This is weakness, weakness, weakness. This is no man's land. This is gallows town, rock bottom. I should not be looking to go here, to buy here. And I somehow think it's a good dip. And I think, I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. I just wasn't on my game. I should have avoided this dip and wait. The only way this could have worked is if it got back above 30 immediately. But even then, I think I should have waited a little more. And I'm in at 23, selling at 98, just poor trade. I needed to wait for the extended pullback, which seemed to have been, what was it, 76 perhaps? Waiting, let's see. It might have went lower. Man, that $400 loss is pointless because it's a false breakout. There's no way that dip with 510 would work like that, On like it's just not ideal. It's not ideal, is what it is. Could you have gotten in earlier than I did and sold at 25 maybe, but I don't know if it's worth the risk because that failing miserably is it flushing down aggressively in that area. Hold on, I'll be back. I'm back. I'm back. I don't remember what I was saying. But yeah, we did make $1,000 in LGVN on the front side move up. But man, oh man, was it? I mean, even CADL kind of had a decent move. The stock at the end. What was the name of this one? And EATO, ETAO, man. Green 1200 to just gallows, man. Freaking heck. I saw this thing so early. Good volume. Well, let's say initially it was light volume. I wasn't sure. But you guys know I love the dip and rip, man. Just check out this trade right here. This thing resumes, and I basically buy for high of day. Huge spread, yes. I mean, and the risk, guys, the risk is real. I take some very aggressive trades. I can't, that's the truth. 50 by 73, high of days at 81, and I'm like, okay, I'm long for high of day. Let's see what this does. I'm in. My order's out early. I get the fill good fill, and just, I mean, it teleports to 93. It teleports to 93. I'm out. If it wants to go over 5, I'm gonna get right back in, best believe. And I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in. I bought at 90. I bought, if you see where my order appears on the screen, this little thing. Even this is somewhat delayed compared to where you actually buy. But I was in between 93 and 5. Where am I gonna get filled? I got filled all the way up to 5 something. 506, maybe higher. I sold immediately because I'm thinking I'm taking the sweet pop. In, out. I should have been more aggressive to buy back, but sometimes you just don't know. Yeah, look at where the order is showing, 93 by 5. But it jumps up to 21, and there's 17 on the bids. And I sell between 14 by 22. Now, I don't know the fill that I might have gotten coming out. Hopefully decent. Now, it dips down. I think this is where I kind of got in trouble, or did it work here? Let's see. I'm in at 82, but I'm skeptical as to if this area is going to work. So I buy back again. A little uncertain. Okay, it does jump up there to 96 by 99. And can we get back over 5? And if we hold over 5 this time, can we get a new high of day to 522? And it just, without warning, man, it just goes to 38. This is the type of stuff that's somewhat annoying, but I'm going to throw out a bid here. And I'm going to get filled 16. I think I should have given this more time, but it does come down. Okay, this does come down. I try again at 99. Okay, fair trade. But look at how risky this is, right? This just went up to 538 and back down to 98 like nothing. This is why sometimes you guys will see us go up, like myself, Marcelo, Tim, Xavier, Crispy, all the guys, Triad. Like, we can go up 1K and then back to flat because if I thought 38 would have kept going and bought back right there, guess what? Red already. Like, it's sometimes that risky, that tricky. So right here, I'm threading the needle, and I notice this thing is about to go. At least I thought it was about to go. Let's see. Hold up. Let's go. Let's wait. I'm back in. It gets to. It gets. As I'm selling, it gets to 23, and then It kind of comes back down. But that to me was a good sign. Like, it looks like somebody might be covering, or people might just be buying in general. So I'm gonna just say, all right, and then there's 23 again. I'm gonna say I gotta get in. I gotta get in quick. I'm gonna throw out the order. It looks like I'm actually a little late. See, yeah, could have had a better fill, man. Actually, okay, looks like I caught the 25 ask. I caught the 25 ask fill. Okay, good. 30 by 47. Right here, I'm expecting 50, 60, 70, maybe even a halt up. What's it gonna be? You can see, like, if sometimes I'll sell immediately. Right here, I didn't because I'm actually thinking it's gonna go. And then once that red starts to hit the tape, I'm like, I don't know. And then I just cut it between 48 and 50 instead of waiting for 50, 60, 70. Let's see, does it get to 70 here? It got to 60 and then immediately 40 on the bids. I try again in the spreads for break of 50. Aggressive trade here. It doesn't go immediately, so I'm back out. This ugh, this is gonna be my first loss. One too many tries for break of 50. And again, this is why we can go red so quickly. I'm in at 40. In the blink of an eye, there's 20. There's 13. Just a massive loss. Just like that. 400 bucks almost. And this thing from 560 is back down to 503. Like, come on. Did it hold up here? I probably could have gotten back in right here around 5, but I can't remember if it did. Oh yeah, yeah. I took Okay. So I think the low might have been 82 or 86. So from 560 down to 482 or 486. Let's say 486 for now. Who could have imagined the dip would have been that low, man? Right back into the previous area where we had that little bit of resistance for the breakout. And this is how you get back profits. And I'm going to end up throughout the same type of price action, despite it being so good. I'm going to give back everything. And now look at this resumption, which was just absolutely highway robbery. Watch this. After this, we'll shut it down. Watch this right here. This man, this nonsense. 695 halted up. It's showing lower resumption. In fact, it was showing all the way 610. So it wasn't looking great, but it does resume. There's 648 by 649. I'm watching, and I'm gonna attempt high of day, and a high of day breakout here. You might say, Relentless, why are you gonna attempt a high of day breakout if we're so low? Well, you see how fast it can move from 49 to 73 almost immediately. And this is what's gonna get me. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but well, okay, looking back at this makes perfect sense. This, never mind, forget what I said about highway robbery. It looks good. 55 by 80, high of days 95. I don't know why I thought I bought below 50. I don't know. I don't know why I thought I bought below 50. I got filled 79, 60s on the bid. There's 4 Jesus. Ooh, man. The risk, brother. This is a fair trade. I thought I had bought before 50 for some reason in the moment. Oh my gosh, this actually was pretty good. In terms of the fill. Not that I lost money, but the fill. But anyhow, this again, this is the volatility, this is the risk, right? This is what I sign up for by trading a stock like this with this much shares. I could easily size down to 500 if I say, hey, this is too risky for me, right? And because I thought I had the filled 50 and I didn't get it, I started to complain. And here's the actual move. It gets back over 50. Perhaps I could have, if I was focused, maybe I could have bought back down there 30, right? 40, right here. And so here's the move that I was just looking for. Here's the move that I was just looking for. There's 80 again. High of day is at 95. Right? Actually, no, it comes back down one more time. Is it third? Was it the third time? Right here? Okay, there. I think it's right here. I think it's right here. So it was a little choppy. I admit this. It was a little choppy. I think this is where it rips through 90 and then up to 730. And here I am red, after up 1200. So despite this being such a choppy, messy day, it was throughout all the distraction. I mean, I still had a good time. I still had fun, but fun isn't gonna pay the bills. Fun is not gonna pay the bills. But it's great that I did enjoy myself. I followed my rules. I was disciplined. I would have liked to see more composure for myself on this move here rather than coming back and my head is spinning. What's going on? What do I look for? What to do? Like, hey, take control. Remember your key indicators all the time. What's the high? What's the low? Where's the pre-market high? Where's the 200 EMA? Like, what's our current range? Where do I want to position myself for the best entry? Is it for a breakout? Is it for a dip? Right? I didn't do a great job of that. Botched this stock. Unfortunately, botched the size trades. They just didn't work. Could have still ended green with ETAO. Wasn't able to lock it in. It was a tricky stock though. And then lastly, LGVN we could have done better on. Huge drop off here. This is another good example why you got to just cut it. Just massive drop right there. But that's going to do it. It's been a long time since we had an old-fashioned 50-60 minute recap. We got to do these every now and again. But just know that in the next coming days, I'm not showing as much archive to the YouTube stream, right? I'm going to keep it for the students. Ultimately, this is free game here today, so hit that thumbs up. But yeah, this is what our students will have access to every day, is these live trading archives, to review it just like I just did, to go back, watch, rewind, fast forward, right? Guys, it's been Relentless Trader, your favorite YouTuber. Time for the gym, brother. 6 o'clock gym. I might go easy today because it was such a long day. The eclipse and all. I went out there, tried using my regular sunglasses, almost lost my eyesight. Shout out to one of the neighbors. This guy hooked me up with the glasses, and it was pretty cool. Good to look at for a minute or two, or let's say more like 5 seconds, and then back inside. Shout out to Save. Shout out to Save in our Discord who had let me see if he posted in here. Save had like a record day, I think. Hold up. Yeah, shout out to Save. Guys, Save, MX Trading, $64,000 day. If you see him, you got to give the man the respect, man. You got to give him the respect. For me, this is a great month. This is like a fabulous month. Here's one of my peers having this in one day. Absolutely insane, unstoppable, beastly, and it's great to see this type of stuff, man. Just way to go. Congrats to the entire community, really, for progressing over time. Slow is the name of the game. Slowest is the fastest way. All right. Stay safe, stay sharp. I'm out like Salt.